This is the Riverhawk Sports Nest Podcast, the pulse of NSU athletics. I'm Sean Solo.
And I'm Captain Morgan.
Brought to you by
NSU Athletics, Precision Consulting Group,
DJ Sean Solo Entertainment,
and Emery's Grill of Tahlequah.
The Riverhawk Sports Nest is a Rogue Radio production. Be sure to like and follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
You can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and watch episodes on the YouTube channel Rogue Radio Network.
Hi, we're the NSU Fishing Club. I'm Trenton Underwood.
I'm Levi Juby.
I am Cooper Park. And when we troll for fish, we always listen to Sean Solo and Captain Morgan on the Riverhawk Sports Nest.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Well, guess what? It's Monday night. It's a Riverhawk Sports Nest podcast. I am Sean Solo.
And I'm Captain Morgan.
We are here at Emery's Grill like we are every Monday night, 6 p.m. Welcome to episode 311. We want to, of course, thank Emery's Grill for hosting our show every Monday night. You can come out and watch the show live. You can ask the players or coaches or whoever the hell is here a question.
Absolutely, yes. So the other thing that Sean and I have ventured out to other than podcasting is we joined The Voice of NSU Athletics. Corey Phillips on the Coach Darren Cheverini show. We record that on Wednesday nights at Kroner and Bear at 7. And we do the Sports Nest and Pick'em game segments at 6 or 6:30. So then we air those segments with Coach Chev at 6 p.m. on Friday night on 102.1 Lakes Country before the Tahlequah Tigers football game. And then we do the Pick'ems and the Sports Nest on Saturday before the NSU game.
Countdown to kickoff.
Countdown to kickoff. So that's fun. I always do it like enjoying that, hearing it, a few days later to see what I really said, if it still holds up. Anyway. So we've got our upcoming.
And check the level of sobriety on how you sounded.
Yes. Hey, well, but I do my pick'ems on that night. I'm essentially bringing up pick'ems. I went 4-1 last week. How did you go last week? Do you know?
I haven't even looked. I know I missed out on the Navy. No, that was on my other pick. Well, I missed on one. I can't remember which one it was.
I think Warren gave me a rough estimate, and he said I was up ahead. I was in first.
Still?
He's down like 6 or 7 games down, and you're 3 games behind me. That's just the unofficial.
But we had the same picks.
I don't know. That's what he said. That was the unofficial results. I was already up on you by 2, I think. So either way, the pick'ems is fun. So that has no room. It doesn't matter about my sobriety there. That was my point in saying that. So in our upcoming podcast, next Monday, we may be out on assignment, maybe at the University of Tulsa gym talking to some basketball folks there, possibly. But if not, we're going to have the golf on, Scott Varner, the men's team and the women's team in a couple of weeks, and then we're looking to do some cheer. And then November 25th will be off.
So it'll be Thanksgiving week.
Yeah. So that's what we got going on our podcast. Sean, what else you got?
Well, let's just get rid of some of the other business we've got here. So we'd like to mention, of course, our current sponsors, Precision Consulting Group and DJ Sean Solo Entertainment. The Sports Nest is a Rogue Radio Network production. You may now watch the Riverhawk Sports Nest episodes on the YouTube channel, Rogue Radio Network. So click the link tree in the bio and you like, follow, and share.
Well, the Sports Nest, it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for our current sponsors and our current athletic director, Coach John Sizemore. So the purpose of the podcast is to talk all things NSU athletics and be able to contribute a portion of our sponsorships back to the NSU athletic program. It can be designated to whatever department you'd like. And if you want to become a sponsor, we got several packages to choose from. You can reach out, DM us, Instagram, Facebook, or call me directly at 918-457-9636.
Is that all the business we have to take care of?
Now we can have some fun.
Now we can do the fun stuff. So,
who'd you set it up with?
Well, here we go. We have been trying to get this set up for several months, probably this whole past year.
Probably. Beginning of summer for sure.
Yeah. Trenton came and bribed me they were at one of the weddings I was DJing for Bo and Trinity. Got me an NSU fishing hat, so yes, you can see it there. So that's it. It's like, here you go. I knew you'd want one. But anyway, so for the first time, we have the NSU Fishing Club on our show. Yeah. So welcome. So let's go down the line here. To my left is Trenton Underwood.
Yes,
sir.
Or Trenton.
Underwear.
And then Levi Juby, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And then Cooper Park.
Yep.
Welcome, gentlemen. This is kind of interesting because I really didn't know that we had a fishing club. You know, I know it's, you know, not listed on the athletic website because it's kind of a different entity than what the normal NSU athletics program is. So let's just start there. Just kind of give me an idea. Tell us about the fishing club, how it got started, how you guys are funded, supported, you know, sponsorships, that kind of thing. Just kind of tell me how it comes about.
So the fishing team was originally established in 2015. So next year will be our 10-year anniversary.
Oh, wow, okay.
It'll be a pretty cool deal. I think we'll set something up for that. But it was really hot from the start, and they kind of just plateaued and rode it out for a little bit. And then here in the last 2-3 years, it just took off. And we have official scholarship money through the school to give out. And we got sponsors that helps fund us and everything. And we still do a little bit of team member funding, you know. But we get a lot of money. Cherokee Nation helps us out. Reed and Dodge in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and Hall's Termite Pest Control. They all help us out tremendously to let us travel around because, I mean, we drive 8-9 hours regularly.
Wow.
And
Long hauls are normally like 16 to 12.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Say that last part again.
I'd say long hauls are like 16 to 12 hours.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we did
1 to
that
2 days travel. If we can get it out one day, we'll do it. It's probably not the smartest.
I mean, we did that one in Florida. It was 22 hours.
Yeah.
So I mean,
We
straight.
Oh my gosh.
The 2 times up. Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah.
So how many boats are you pulling? You have,
Is everybody pulling their own boat? Or
Yeah,
how
well,
is
yeah.
it?
It's 2 persons a team, and
Okay.
on average, we probably have like 6 or 7 teams that go to each event. So
So you've got a big old convoy coming
yeah,
down the
nice.
yeah, the
Compared,
Airbnbs are fun.
compared to some other schools, we are small. Though.
Yeah.
Really?
So you would think like a D1 school would have like bigger teams, but like more like a JUCO or D2 schools. Really, they have some of the bigger teams. Montevallo, they have probably one of the bigger teams, I'd say. And Carson Newman, which I think they're D1. But yeah,
Why do you think that is? Just
funding,
funding?
100%.
Well, Auburn kind of put fishing in college on the map, really, and they like kind of set the tone for everybody because they started providing people with boats. They have a boat storage for their fishermen, and I mean, you see probably 8 or 10 Auburn boats a tournament, and it's kind of, and they have multiple dudes that went on to go pro in each league. So,
There's 2 I think currently that are in the Elite Series, which
and
is
there's
like
2 more about to be after this year, probably.
yeah.
well, not to just stay on the boats there, but I've seen a couple of boats around town with NSU, with all the, you know, the nice stuff on there. But how many of those do you have, or do you have? I mean, are they all looking like that, or are they?
I'd say it's either 5 or 6 have that wrap.
Okay.
And once you get here, you have the option to do that. We go through reaction wraps out of Fort Gibson, and they're quick, fast, great customer service, all that. And once you get here, you get a template, and it's on you. Like where our sponsors are, there's numbers there, and you sell them, and that's how you get your money to pay for it because it's not a school-funded wrap.
Right.
But you go through there, they wrap it up, looks good and all that, and
Yeah, I
set to
think
go.
before we went to Florida, it was the national championship, and we had an old wrap on that they did for us, and I was like, hey, can we do this new one? And they did yours right before, right?
I think
Yeah.
they did his
Yeah,
in like a
and-
week, and then they did ours in like 3 days.
3 days, because we were leaving that week, like that Thursday. And I was like, hey, sorry to spring this on you guys, but like, is there any way we can get this put on before the national championship? Like, yeah, just send it in, and they already had the measurement of the boat since they already did it once, so it was really quick and simple. And they're like, well, can you tear the wrap off, make it really quick? And we did that at home.
That was
spent
brutal.
like 4 hours doing that.
Wow.
Yeah,
In like 15-degree weather.
yeah.
Oh,
Brutal.
Florida was nice though.
Well, yeah. Florida's nice all year.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong there.
No.
So are you guys fishing, I mean, are these tournaments year-round, or do you have like a particular season for different, I don't know.
We usually get, I'd say, 3 months off. We usually get December off, but this year it's changed. We're getting November off, and we have one tournament in December. It's December 7th. It's an Oklahoma series, so it's like Oklahoma colleges, but it's also open for everyone else, and it's at 10 Killer.
Arkansas Tech will probably be there. They're close.
But we usually get December and I'd say June and July off. But once August hits, you're nose in the dirt.
Wow.
Chasing that white line.
Which
Well,
fishing?
I've seen those boats on, this past summer. We finally got a wave runner, and so we saw a couple of you guys there, the boats out there in the water. They look nice, man. I mean, I'm not much of a fisherman, but those boats look pretty badass.
Oh, yeah.
And I've heard they're a little bit on the speedy side.
Yeah, they're pretty quick.
Not us
ours.
old guys.
Not ours.
Not us old guys.
Our motor's tired. We take her easy.
We don't go over 60 half the time. It's slow moving, but
Get you where you need to go.
we've been to
huh?
two
It's got-
national
it's got-
championships.
You got the title, so that makes it.
Yep.
That's what you want. So how many titles have you guys won? Or has NSU won as far as?
I wouldn't say a title, but
We won the state championship last year.
Oh, yeah.
We
We
did
did
win
win
it. Colton Combs, Corbin Joyner, they were freshmen last year.
Yeah.
And they won it. It was at Fort Gibson. Is Oklahoma schools exclusive. Winner of it goes to the Bassmaster National Championship. And they came in and dropped just a massive bag, 21 pounds, and just closed that tournament out, and they went to the national championship. But
Hartwell was tough.
yeah, Hartwell stuff. But we have a state championship here. Nothing national yet, but
We've gotten pretty close. We finished third at Wisconsin lacrosse on the Mississippi River. And then the national championship, we got 13th, right?
Yeah.
It's
We were
a
in
one team.
7th after day one.
Yeah.
What were your catches like then in those tournaments that you finished up at total?
Do what?
What were your catches total at after those
Oh,
tournaments?
well, the first day we had like 20 pounds and we were like in 7th. And since day one on last year, day one was postponed, right? Winds. It was a big
Yeah, it was
storm.
wind.
Winds like
It
40
was supposed
mile
to
an hour
be- yeah.
winds.
Oh, wow.
So it was postponed. So it turned into a 2-day tournament. And I think what won that, kind of like, because they do a combined weight, it was like 44 pounds. So you had to average 22 pounds a day to do good. And we had 20 and a half pounds day one, and then we slipped and we had like 13 pounds day two and moved down to 13, which
The guys that won it caught an 11-pounder.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of hard to beat that.
Yeah.
And they were in 10th place. They came from 10th to first.
Wow.
Okay, so tell me then, how do these competitions work? I mean, you're talking about 20 pounds a day, or you've averaged 22. So you catch these fish and keeping them, getting them measured, or you got an official there? How does it work?
So it's all tournaments, like even just your local jackpot deal and stuff like that. It's 5 fish. It's your best 5 fish of the day. And say you have your smallest fish is a 2-pounder, and you catch a 2.5, just throw the 2-pounder back, get the 2.5 new live well, and that's how it goes. And then weigh in. They do flight times if there's a lot of boats, because takeoff can take a little longer because they do boat number draws. But everyone weighs in, usually starting at 3, but some days on these college tournaments, on the second day, they do at 1. That way everyone can kind of get home at a decent hour. But, yeah.
Well, now we got access to 5 different lakes here real quick. So what's your favorite? What's y'all's favorite one to fish at?
Depends on the time of year for sure.
I actually fell in love with 10 killer after, because I never fished 10 killer before I came to college. I actually fell in love with it, but I really like Grand Lake because we have a lake house place up there on Grand Lake, and that's where I usually fished if it wasn't around SkyTube Tulsa area. I would go to Grand Lake, but I really fell in love with 10 killer. It's actually a really good
Probably.
fisher, especially about this time. It starts to pick up, you want to be on the water. It's kind of
there's
odd
snow
when
on the
you
boat,
want to.
If there's snow on the boat, go.
Yeah, it's a weird place like that. It's like when you think you should be in the deer woods, you actually want to be on the water at 10 killer. It's odd. It's
Why?
really-
Why is that? Just the environment
Well,
around
it's
here,
like
or is it?
It's like so it's filled with tons of smallmouth, and so it's really clear. So a lot of the fish feed on sight and shad. It's kind of like the best shad feeding lake probably in Oklahoma, because Grand doesn't like it. It's you can throw anything that looks like shad and they just munch. For some reason they like the cold weather. It's I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
Not at all.
And at 10 kilo, you see your heaviest bags come out in just the dead winter. The 20-degree days when your rod guides are freezing over, that's when your heavy stuff is getting brought in.
You might only catch 6-7 fish a day,
But
they are
23 pounds.
They're massive.
yeah, and their guts probably the length of them. It's just giant.
Oh my god.
Well, tell me a little bit about what you're doing here is for class. You know, because you said you're getting some scholarship money, and that's something that's, or sponsorship. Is it scholarship money or is it sponsorship since it's a club?
It's scholarship money through the school. They give us $14,000 per year, and hopefully I'm gonna try to visit with them this week and get a little more. But the first year, I was the first ever scholarship signed here, and they gave me my deal. And then we were only getting, I think, $4,000 a year to give out. And then the next year they bumped it to $14,000, which was crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of plateaued since then. So hopefully I can show them some receipts and get some more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who do you report to then? Do you have a
is there a coach? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a coach?
There's no coach. We do have an advisor, and I love him to death. He does so much of like the behind the scenes dirty work. Chris Adney.
And he's a busy dude.
He's a very busy guy. He's also over like the fraternities and sorority stuff. He helps out with that, and then he does us and esports too. But he's huge on us. He helps me a lot. And gets me out of some stuff when I need him and all that.
But like when we're traveling and whatnot, we do have like our parents normally go, and my uncle is he works on airplanes and so we're normally set. Like if something breaks, we can probably fix it.
Yeah.
Most of us are pretty handy about like small fixes.
Right.
If something
Yeah, we're
big,
used to
then-
breaking stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you're going all over the place, you've got to be able to be somewhat resourceful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one of my questions was going to be like, do you guys are your tournaments here local, or you travel a little bit? And you're telling me you're going to Florida, so you guys are driving all over the place.
Wisconsin to Florida. Yeah.
That's crazy.
What kind of sucks is we don't go out west.
Yeah, there's nothing.
But
less, really.
it's the expenses over there
Yeah.
are
Yeah, a little bit more pricey. on that
Arizona,
side.
California would be cool to go and fish there, but I don't want to pay $12. $12 for
A
5
gallon.
gallons of,
yeah.
you know.
What? So is Florida the furthest east you guys have fished, or you go to the northeast as well? or?
The farthest we went, Lake Hartwell is in North Carolina. That's probably
South
those
Carolina.
Two, or South
Or
Carolina.
South-
South
It's the
Carolina.
border of South Carolina and Georgia. I know in 2016, when like Bo and Tyler Wynn were here, they went to New York a handful of times.
Yeah, I think they went up there twice.
And they did.
They did good one year. They
did
got
pretty good.
They won one up there.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
It was
tell you, I'd be lying to you, but
no, it was St. Lawrence.
yeah, St. Lawrence.
So what's the payout on the wins then? How does that work?
They've actually
They've went
up, and especially since the NIL deals. Like at first, when we were first here, like the first 2 years before NIL deals, it was just scholarship money. But now you get to actually just pocket the cash.
Yeah.
Like the national championship was $10,000 to the winner, $5,000 to second, and then kind of
And you get a
3,000,
boat.
2,000 after that.
First and second place, I think, did a boat.
Yeah, and a boat. You get 2,000 and a boat.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And then
And we were close.
we're just looking at it.
Yeah.
Can I have it though?
We just got to walk by and say, that's a pretty boat.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
But yeah,
boat.
like on average, like the open tournaments, they're probably about like 5,000 for a win, so 2,500 a piece.
I'd say like our local Oklahoma tournaments, with what, $400 or $500?
No, they up now. They're
Oh, they did?
around 1,200 to win.
Oh yeah, we
So
did
it's
have
a
to. They
600.
upped,
Oh,
our,
yeah.
they upped our entry fees.
Yeah.
Entry fee was a
And
little bit.
they pay out the
much.
top 5, and in fifth you're still getting a $400 check. I mean,
I would say that's like the only
You
thing
take
I
it.
wish.
you break.
I wish
you
the
break
school
even.
would help us with is like tournament entry fees.
Well, what do you think? What would get you guys to that next level for NSU to be actually a part of that kind of thing and being, let's say, under the athletic program?
Getting
Umbrella.
noticed. Getting noticed.
Just getting noticed.
You go to half the professors like and they're like, oh, we have a fishing team, or like just random people in town like, oh, we have a fishing team. So I would think like getting noticed, getting our name out there, and like I feel like here recently in the past 3 years we've really done a good job of that.
Yeah, I know it's been working because now, before like we would do excused absences, and my professors were like, fishing, like you can't miss for fishing. But now, like since the last 2 years, my professors are actually like, oh yeah, go on your fishing trip, do that. Like, that's a big deal. Keep going. Yeah.
I was told that at the beginning of the year they have like their teacher meeting or professor meetings or whatever in Broken Arrow, and I think it was us and the football team that got like a shout out for being most productive on campus or something. Like
Really?
that. But we got some kind of shout out, and a bunch of people heard about it, and now we get a little bit more help on
Well, that was, I mean, that was, I've only been in, Tahlequah came from Dallas to come to school up here and everything. I didn't know we had a fishing team either until probably 2 or 3 years ago, and especially over the past year and a half, getting to know you guys and Bo and all them, and now being on the lake myself, I'm going, okay, we've got a legit team, and freaking, there was one weekend that Manny and I were just out on a Sunday, and then saw one of you guys' boats just drive by on a Sunday afternoon, so.
Yeah.
Okay, they're everywhere.
Yeah, you'll probably see us pretty regularly if you're
Yeah,
on the
for
lake
sure.
sooner or later.
Yeah.
Especially around this time. We normally are out there.
We got a lot
every
more
day.
boats
I think
this
I
time,
went
too.
this week, or this past week, I went like 4 times. Just, I had got off class, got off work early.
Just head out.
Why not? And
Which,
actually,
yeah.
I had some pretty fun days.
That was our problem in the past. Like our new recruits, they didn't own their own boat. Which we got 5 new guys that all have their own boat, and they already had teammates set up. So that's what helped us a lot.
Oh, okay.
And like last year, we probably had 2 or 3 that had their own, but the years prior, it was like, yeah,
Us two,
we got
and
like
then
8 dudes, but 6 of them don't
Have a boat.
have a boat. So it's like you can't send dudes that ain't got one. Yeah, obviously. But now like I think we fished 4 or 5 tournaments this year, and we average 8 teams, which is
Big.
we're probably like on the upper half of teams that get sent, or like number of teams that are there.
Well, Cooper, you had mentioned something about recruiting. So is that something that y'all basically put on y'all's shoulders to recruit, to get people in?
It's pretty much all on me. Some guys, they'll send me a guy's name, his number, or his like Instagram handle or something like that. And I just hit them up, take over from there, meet with them, sometimes I'll take them fishing with just me, get to know them a little bit. And then if we have money available, I cut them some deals, or I can say, hey, you can sign and I can get you money this semester or whatnot.
Yeah.
We do have a link in our Instagram bio if you're wanting to join or something like that.
Yeah, that too.
Okay, we'll be sure to tag it or attach it.
Yeah, when I posted today, I tagged it. So,
Yeah.
but when we post the episode and stuff on the YouTube, then we'll do that as well. So, it's all about recognition. It's get your name out there. So, sorry we haven't gotten you on here sooner.
Oh, it's fine.
Dragging our feet on it, but
We've been super drilled this fall.
It's been.
It's
pretty
every
rough.
other
It's like
week.
4 weeks back to back to back. It was
Yeah, when we get
brutal.
going, you don't sleep a lot, especially on the road,
Yeah.
and then you wake up early to practice, and then fish tournaments, and
And then go back.
2 days to sleep in, then you're back on the road. It's just,
how are you doing your schoolwork and all this? And how is it just the professors are
professors are
helping you out,
Most-
kind
Yeah,
of
they
giving
can
you
help
the
you out.
lenient?
Yeah, I mean, luckily for us, like my professors, I've got lucky. They're really lenient and
You've had them.
have had them a handful of times, so they
Okay.
know. And then eventually later on through the school year, like I can just do online. Online helps a lot with fishing. With anybody.
Like I have one class
mean-
that I have to attend, and it's on a Monday and a Wednesday.
I mean, we
so-
talk to a couple of teams like the Carson Newman guys sometimes. I mean, you gain relationships through other teams, and they're like, I see you guys at every tournament, every other week, every week. Like, how do you guys do it? Like, online. Yeah. Online, bring your computer.
business
online.
management degrees.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
Not like you're having to go to lab or
Yeah.
anything.
No. There's no science majors in
right.
fishing. Yeah.
They go out there, they go fish, and come home, wake up, go fish.
I dabbled in that science. I was in mechanical engineering when I first came here, and I made it 1 full year and then a semester. And then I realized I'm like,
Business
fishing
management.
and this ain't it. So I went to business management and marketing. And it's all online. It's pretty easy. Just make sure you turn your work in.
But that does help you in the long run if you're wanting to go fish.
Yeah.
Is that marketing?
The marketing. You learn how to market
Yourself.
yourself and everything, and that's marketing. Runs the world.
Yeah, it does. Has that helped you feel like managing this team and everything?
Yes, it's helped me. Like I've had some like social media courses and stuff, and it's really helped me on like what to focus on when I do post and stuff like that, like what to say and all that.
Isn't it crazy? That's a whole other world that I'm learning since we started doing this podcast is the social media side of it, the business side of it, of how often to post, what you tag in, what you hashtag, and all this kind of stuff, as opposed to just, regular Joe Schmo, hey, here's my post or whatever.
Exactly.
But when you're trying to promote something, it's a whole other animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we leave it to training.
Yeah.
Well, he did do some name plugs earlier, and I did write some of them down, so we'll make sure when we share the episode, we will share them as well.
Sweet.
To try to, get some more attention to y'all.
Yeah, and our Facebook. I mean, if you're not following it, you should. We have 2,100 followers, and it's going pretty good over there.
We'll be sure to tag
Facebook's
them.
probably
Yeah.
Facebook's probably the biggest. It's going.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It grown since the last few years, probably by how many was it? It was like
I think it was at 1,200 when I first
Yeah,
took
so
over
almost
my
1,000.
freshman year, and then we're at 2,100 now, and we're averaging
We
20,
post quite a
20 30
frequent-
shares.
I would say
posts.
we post like once a week. We try to at least.
Try to, yeah.
Well, what about the other schools that you're playing with the full
Playing,
team?
God knows. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what terminology to say.
The other teams that
We're gonna
you're,
go
that you're
fishing today.
competing with. You're competing with. So, like, I know that the pool is smaller. So, do you deal with a lot of smaller schools and bigger schools, or like, how does that work?
I think
I think we're the biggest
D2,
D2 like that.
like campus-wise, yeah, we're the biggest.
Or
Okay.
UCO. They're
yeah, you see it, but they don't send a lot.
Yeah, they send like one
we
or two
rarely
teams.
see them at anything.
Really?
But
it's most of the college have a team. OSU's got a pretty good team.
yeah, they've grown a
They've
lot
grown a lot.
since.
Yeah.
They
When we
like
were
because
here.
they were big.
They had like two that are really good. And
When I was in junior high, they were like really well known. Had a couple of dudes, and then they fell off the face of the earth.
well, they got travel banned during COVID.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
get
so
trouble.
did that.
A lot of teams got travel banned during COVID. So like our first year was that year right after COVID. So when we go to tournaments, like Auburn was actually they had to duct tape Auburn. Like they couldn't be affiliated with nothing, like anything.
Really?
Auburn was. Yeah.
And I guess OSU went to a tournament, and they
Got
didn't know they're
caught.
on travel ban or whatever. They didn't duct tape the OSU or Oklahoma State,
Yeah.
and it was 2-year travel ban. Like
Yeah,
that's 2 years is a
it
lot.
was bad. And then Murray State's got they've grown a lot.
they started-
John's doing some pretty good things.
They started last year, and I'm pretty good friends with their coach, John Owen, because I traveled in high school. I traveled with his son in River Eubanks, which is at Montebello now. But
He's pretty good.
they started last year or 2 years ago, I guess you could say they started. And Murray State, I don't know where they're pulling this money out of, but they have like
They got some-
hundreds
some
of
dudes.
thousands of scholarship money, and I'm like, we can't even get a fraction.
Well, like
It's hard to compete with. Like,
that's the thing though. Like a lot of these schools, they don't have football or stuff like that. So like they have stuff to give. Like
They have very
Montebello,
good-
I don't think Montebello has football or anything.
No.
And
Their outdoor
they
programs,
dish out pro fishermen yearly.
Yeah.
And top prospect fishermen yearly. They have you should see their stuff. It's like I don't know, 20 boat
Oh, it's more than
bond.
that. It's like a 40
probably more
boat.
than that. Yeah, it's
like
giant.
shit. It's ridiculous.
And I mean, full rides. They're giving full rides. Hey, and by the way, you don't have to pay for your gas. You don't have
yeah,
to pay for.
they get gas
Yeah.
cards, hotel cards.
They only do that for like a certain number
But
of
yeah,
people. But you can also pay
you've gotta
your
be,
way,
like,
even if
one of
your
the
coach don't
dogs.
wanna send you.
What was it, like 7 or 8 boats, which is nuts. I mean, that's
It's
what we
crazy.
send
It's wild.
on average.
It's wild.
And like how the tournaments work, they go off a point system. You know, first getting 2,000 points, second 1995. You know,
Or like North Alabama.
it's like dropping 5 points everything, and it goes off your 2 top teams. So if you have like second and third, you're getting points for second and third. That adds up, and that's how you get it. And if your other guys, you know, that's how it works. And when you send more people, you know, you have more chances of being up there, and that's just kind of how it all goes.
Yeah, but they do like school of the year for everything. I mean, at the end of the year, the top school gets a big trophy.
Giant
They get
class
a lot.
trophy.
Giant
I think they get
class,
like-
It's like 10 or 20,000 or
Yeah,
something
and
crazy.
scholarship
Yeah.
money.
Two-year school.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
A lot of
there's-
money into it.
It's grown a lot since
Our
since
freshman-
junior high
since
years.
our, like, freshman,
or even junior high years. Like when I thought it was big, really big, and now since college, like everyone has a bass boat, everyone fishes, everyone's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It is kind of cool though, cause like there's a couple of dudes on the Elite Series now that we beat, so we're like, oh, we beat them at the tournament. But it's like,
One
yeah, but
time.
they're still in the
One
Elite
time.
Series,
Yeah.
so it's
I outfished that guy. Yeah.
once
yeah,
out of
one
20.
time out of 30 times. But
Just take that once.
it is fun though. I mean,
How long have y'all been fishing? I mean, when did you guys start learning how to fish?
My dad's a outdoorsman, hunts, fish, whatever you think.
Skyatook Pro.
He has
He
to
is the
he has to
Skytook
listen to this
dude.
now so he can get that recognition. But no, my dad. Thanks to him, I mean, I've been probably fishing since I was 5, 6 years old. My brother, older brother, even younger, and it's just been that I caught an itch for it early. very early.
So we grew up together. We're actually like cousins. Grew up on the same farm and everything.
Oh, okay.
So we started fishing, I would say probably right around the same age. And his dad actually helped me fall in love with it, and my dad. But like hearing the stories that they would all tell, and like, it was just sounded awesome.
Right.
So I'm glad I did it. But
I wouldn't
I've-
take back the memories for
No,
me.
no.
Especially like fishing in college. Like
oh yeah, it's been up and down, and down, 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 up. And it's a roller coaster, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
and especially like, I just enjoy the traveling part.
Yeah.
It's weird how like different states live
This
compared to yours.
some of the stuff we've seen is just it's like whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, they
it's-
just live different down
Yeah.
there. It's just,
We go up north and it's
I love
It's
up north.
different.
I would go
Oh
up
my
north
gosh.
every time I get a chance.
Well, you know, you forget on how massive our country is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And when you do travel, it's like, had no idea. I mean, even as small as, to me, Oklahoma is, I grew up in Oklahoma City, flat.
Yeah.
You know, when we went to the lake, it was either Lake Hefton, Oklahoma City, or Dad had a boat
Or
down
Sooner.
on Texoma. So, okay, then that was all pretty, but that's also the Texas side.
yeah.
And then, you know, with 13, 14, then we go out here to Tahlequah,
I'll say right now.
and I'm going, wait, oh, we're in the same state?
Yeah, it's different.
right-
What is hills and, and trees and everything?
Right now, I would say that is the best drive going out to that lake. It is the prettiest drive that you can possibly imagine, in my opinion.
Going out to Ten Killer?
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful, and you get out there
Especially-
on the water and you get to watch the sunset.
Especially pretty
You
like
can't-
this time.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
when the trees are changing. I really like being out on the water when the trees are changing. But I'm usually in the woods.
Do you have a favorite spot y'all put in at Tenco, or you
We usually just do probably Sizemore because that's
Sizemore,
closest
yeah.
to
It's
campus.
closest to campus.
And it's mid-lake, so you can go left or right. And
You
be
find
out.
wherever you go.
It's like, what, 10 minutes from here? If that.
I think it's like 20.
10, 15.
10, 15.
Probably you if I'm driving.
If
Probably
you're
for
driving,
you.
If I'm driving,
if you're
10,
driving,
15.
if I'm driving, 25.
yeah, that's where we, somebody told us to put in over there. My fishing boat, again, it's the Wave Runner. But I love going out of there.
It's
Burnt Cabin's right there. I'm not Burnt Cabin, but
Barnacles is right
Barnacles
there.
right there.
Cookson's right across.
It's never
Six shooters right around
Uh-uh.
the corner.
It's never
all
packed.
day, all summer, like, got in, got out, no problems at all.
Exactly. It's a beautiful lake. There's so much to do. The fishing's great. All summer, there's something happening.
I just like the fishing out there because you can do like,
Anything.
Anything like so like other lakes, you're like they're gonna do this one thing, they're gonna bite this one bait. But at 10 Killer, I'm like, hey, I can go fish a brush pile, 20 foot of water. Well, I kind of want to flip that lay down afterwards on the bank. Flip the lay down, catch a fish. No, I want to fish that flat point, throw top water on a flat point, catch a. I can catch them 4 or 5 different ways every time I go out. It's
Yeah.
just
See, all
awesome.
kinds
Compared
of
to
different
And you can get
options.
versatile. I like it's.
Well, we
works
grew
your
up.
craft.
It was one bait, and you stuck that in your bait, like that bait in your hand, and you didn't. Like that's
that
what.
was it?
So when we
That's
got
how-
here, it was like a culture shock out there. It's a completely different world.
I was like, what'd you catch them on? I caught them on this.
Yeah.
Nah. I caught 2 on that. What? I caught them on 7 baits today. This
Yeah.
place are pretty cool. And they were all good ones.
How many posts can y'all carry in a tournament? Is there a max?
Oh, max. I mean, but
Is there a
I'm
max? Okay.
Whatever the boat can
whatever
hold.
you can fit in there. I
Yeah.
think we have like 25 and
The only,
it's a lot.
I think the only restriction that you're gonna have is gonna be graph units, like
And
electronic.
And that's new. That's
And
this
it,
coming
and that's a
season.
new rule. So
Okay.
well, because it was a safety thing.
yeah,
So like,
dudes have
people would
22-inch screens up on the
and
front
they
of your
can't
boat.
see. They
Oh,
can't
right.
see when they're driving. I mean, last year there was a lot of
I think
college
there was
boat wrecks.
I think there was 6 college boat wrecks last year,
Oh wow.
and
and like 3 high school boats.
2 fatalities. 1 or 2 fatalities?
One fatality.
One fatality.
and that's just
Which that wasn't.
And that's just
That was
also
fall.
having the graphs, and also probably people that aren't used to driving in 250 boat tournaments.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen.
Oh, like, you get those
I'm
freshmen
like,
out
listen. Go 8 mile an hour slower. Go 62 instead of 72. And
this guy right here
I'm,
but he's a better driver. I mean,
than most. I will
He
say.
keeps his distance. People like to hug on people and try to cut corners. It's like.
I don't know how many times. Like in Florida, we had a close incident, but we won't talk about that.
Okay.
There's things you can do when you have a
we
close
swore
incident.
not to talk about that one. We won't talk about that.
We'll save that for the after hours.
yeah, we'll save that
podcast.
one for after.
or boat ramps. You gotta watch them.
Yeah, boat ramp- boat
About
ramps
got
get a
ran
little
over
sketchy.
not too long ago.
Wait, which? Oh yeah.
We're not going to say nothing about that one.
Oh, Chris wouldn't be too happy.
Well, I will have to give you guys props on, being new to doing my own boating thing. One time we were putting up and loading back in, and one of you guys, I don't know who it was, but an NSU boat, all by himself, loaded up, gotten in and out, no problem. I'd be like, okay, it's impressive. I know I couldn't do that right now, but like you just anchored the boat down and popped out.
Yeah.
Didn't even have to mess with the dock.
I
A
feel
lot
like
of trial and error.
a lot.
Maybe
a
so,
lot of,
yeah.
A lot of like, if you're a good boat driver, I feel like you start. Well, we all started at a young age. I know for sure. Like he started probably what 10, 15, probably.
Yeah, maybe a little
in
less
that
than
range.
A little less. I know less than
And then
15. But
I never
10.
drove the boat till I was probably 15, but I always backed down the boat. I backed out the boat since I was like 12. So my
Always.
dad kind of was like, "Here, go back me down." In a tournament, I was like, "Oh, okay." So I was all right. And did it first try, and ever since.
Dad was like, here, I'm going back down the boat. You load it up. I'm like 7, 8. I'm like, all right.
Kind of just throw us to the wolves.
Well, that's one of the things I've always enjoyed was the water. I mean, that was one of the reasons I'm a captain. I went in the Navy, so then it's like even at 10 killer, it was I always enjoyed being on the water. So that's something that's just being on the water is a love of one thing, and then getting to do something else you love it's a twofer. That I know that I just can't believe you get paid to go to school to
I
do.
know. It's awesome. I mean, you get to watch sunrises and sunsets. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Nothing's
Yeah.
better.
Especially how long we practice.
Yeah.
The best part is when you tell some old guy about it. You're like, yeah, they paid me to go to school there. He's like, man, if they had that.
If I had a nickel for every time I heard that.
I would have
Everywhere
done
we
better
go.
in school if
We hear it everywhere we go. It just might be a little
Yeah.
different accent, but it's always everywhere we go.
Hey, some of those old folks, they'd be like, let me see if I got any eligibility left.
Actually,
yes,
UCO had a 60-year-old when we were a sophomore. He was
Seriously?
fishing.
Yes, he was 60 years old in an old flat bottom.
You're guaranteed 8 semesters.
Well, it's 5 years
So-
now. You get
That's
5
You
years.
get 5
so,
years.
So 10 semesters.
5 calendar years.
Yeah. And I guess he never went to college, or he had a couple of semesters left. He was at quite a few tournaments, like out-of-state tournaments.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
He was
60 years. He had
he
it.
was at Lake of the Pines, I think, which is
Yeah.
like 8,
8 hours. I mean,
7, 8 hours.
Not a
Just-
hot.
He said it in a flat bottom?
No, he was
Or an old
he was
tractor,
with
one or
a
two.
younger kid, probably like our age, and they were in his boat. It was a nice boat, but he was in there. I'm sure he's the one catching them all.
Sitting back there in that old man chair, just
I'd be the kid driving. I'd be like, I want the old guy.
Yeah,
Don't
need some
matter.
experience.
Yeah,
Right.
Sit back and drive at that point. Let him do
Fish
his
are
thing.
calling him. He knows where they're at.
That is cool. That is cool.
Well, Trent, you didn't say when did you start fishing? About the same time?
Yeah, I'd say 10 or 11, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I've always pond fished, and then my papa, when I was 10 or 11, he bought a flat bottom, and that's when I grew up on Kerr. We were crappie fishing, all this and that. And I'd always watched YouTube videos back in the day about bass fishing. Like, let me give this a shot, And I started trying fishing ponds. I grew up on Kerr, Arkansas River. I'm gonna get hate for saying this, but Wilson Rock, the pool below Kerr, phenomenal. But grew up fishing down there, and it was fun. And next thing you know, I got into high school tournaments my freshman year. I fished with a buddy. He's like, "Hey, you want to enter this tournament?" We entered it and got like 12th out of I think 80. I was like, I'm hooked, and then just started off from there. And then I made up a resume and I sent it out to like 6 or 7 schools. And Bo was president at the time. He got my resume, he got back with me, and all this and that. And he's like, "Hey, we got some money we can give you." And I added up the amount, between other schools and this school and everything, and this was the best bang for your buck, I guess you could say. And I came here.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah, it is.
I'd say those high school tournaments they're getting big.
They're getting big.
I boat captained for a high school team last week. Yeah, last week at Hudson. I think there was like 104 boats in it, which was wild.
So they're picking up now. The
Yeah,
high
oh yeah.
school
High
teams.
school teams they're getting big. Edwin Evers, which he's a pro out of Ulagal,
Big bro.
and he kind of started the team at Ulagal, and they got this Oklahoma bass fishing, like they've got that, like they've got it going pretty good over there.
Yeah, I think when I was in high school, there was, on average, 80 to 120 boats, somewhere in that area. And then now they have it split in divisions, north and south, because it's a pain. You're in high school. You're in high school driving 4 hours up here to fish a grand, 5 hours, So they split it up, and those are averaging 60 to 80 boats each division. And you can only fish one of it. You can't fish both. You can only fish one of those. So
I think
it's pretty big.
when we were in high school, there was 16 boats at our tournaments.
Yeah,
There was hardly no high school boats, like
Yeah.
zero.
Yeah.
And I think like Bacone was one of the only colleges there like offered people.
Yeah, it grew a lot.
Yeah.
It's a
quickly.
whole other world.
It is.
Had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's its own little family for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your own niche for sure.
Well, what's some of the biggest catches that you each have had, just singular there, that were documented? Let me put it that
That
way.
were documented?
Documented that could be proved.
Not the one that got away.
My
I don't
biggest
have a picture.
one.
I was young. Go ahead.
My biggest one, I caught it this year in March at Broken Bow, and it was in a tournament. Best time to catch your PB, if you're wondering. But it went 704 on my scale, and it was 699 on the tournament scale. So
7 pounder. Well, the 7 pounder.
Yeah. And I won the tournament, won big bass, and all that. It was a pretty good little payday there.
Oh,
So
nice.
Mine was, oh shoot, I wasn't in a tournament. I was on Skycheck though. It was, I think it was like 10 or 12 at the time. It was an 864.
Mine was on Skytook in a tournament with Levi.
Yeah, that
We
was
were-
awesome.
We were
My-
15 years old.
Couldn't even drive the boat.
Yeah.
My dad was boat captain for us.
It was like 834, one big bass, and won the tournament.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
That
it
was like
nice.
I think one of our first tournaments that we fished together. Like
He was hung up, and we were going to get his bait. And next thing you know, my rod about falls out of my hand.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
what do I got?
my dad sitting there in the back freaking. It's a 10-pounder. It's a 10-pounder.
I think with Skinny, it would have been.
It would have
If it
been.
wasn't spawned out, it would have been.
Yeah.
No, but that's what Skytook, tough lake. I've zeroed the most there, and I've caught my biggest bags and bass there. So
Like all the old people say.
they always say, if you think you're on them at Skytook, fish the next day.
Exactly.
Because the next day is just going to lie to you.
And that's the thing about 10 killer. Unless,
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
unless it's
tin-
winter time, it's
It's consistent one bait or two baits.
winter time, 1-2 baits.
Yeah,
But
10 killers.
We'll keep that.
through the summer, if you think you're on them, go the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the elites are coming out here.
Yeah, the
June.
In
pros.
June, terrible
June.
timing.
Awful.
Terrible
But
timing.
I'm
In
sure
my
they'll
opinion.
find a way to catch them out in 80
But it's
feet.
cool. It's cool watching them come here on the tough times to see how they actually catch them. Because I mean, they're gonna catch them better than us,
Right,
than all
yeah.
the average Joes. So it's like, it's good to see how they catch them. You're like, huh.
So
But
they're
then,
coming here in
yeah,
the summertime?
Tinker,
it's,
June. In
It's
June.
going to be a pack lake.
in June.
It's like June
It's on their
12.
I think,
schedule.
I think weigh-in is at the casino.
Yeah, weigh-in is at the casino. It's, I think Cherokee Nation, they're doing a big
They got a-
sponsorship
yeah.
deal and everything because it's out of takeoff is what out of Cherokee Landing
It's
this
out
year.
of Cherokee Landing this
Yeah.
year.
It was at Chicken Creek, but this year it's Cherokee Landing, and then weigh-ins at the casino, Cherokee Casino.
I think they
Are
got
they
a deal
gonna
with
do
them.
anything with Cherokee Landing to like upgrade it? Because Chicken Creek's like by far the best.
Chicken Creek is by far, but I think Cherokee they'll hold them.
Yeah. I mean,
It'll
it's
hold
got
them just
enough
because of-
parking.
I was supposed to say,
Yeah.
just because of the gravel.
But for spectators, I don't know about all that.
Well, they've had a tournament down here the last couple of years, hadn't they?
so
Yeah,
yeah, they came
2019.
here. Yeah, 2019.
2019. Okay. Did
And
y'all-
then they had the college national championship in Fort Gibson 2 years ago.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
2 years ago.
It was my
It's three. It's
before
three.
my freshman year here.
So 3
years. Yeah.
3 years ago.
I think I remember that. That was. They had boats coming out the water down here.
I mean, yeah, it was like 250
I was gonna
boats
say,
on
yeah.
Fort Gibson.
Yeah.
It is wild.
Yeah. It was.
I mean, we fished just at Fort Gibson. It was 30 boat tournament, and I feel like there was a boat in every cove.
creek that we went to.
So I couldn't imagine what it was like that.
I can't. Yeah. I can't.
Could have went out this way.
I got muted. I think.
Let's see how.
The only 6'5" guy that
He's
fished
6'5" for no reason.
wasted height.
Did I get unplugged or muted?
Here you go.
Okay. I don't know what I was saying now, but I was like, I don't think anybody can hear me.
Well, I didn't want him to get his feet tangled up and
we'll let him in
start
on this side when he comes.
pulling
Yeah,
stuff
we'll
off
let him in on this.
the table. Well, when he gets back, then we'll start doing some more fun stuff to kind of get to know you guys a little bit better, because we've got a couple different segments that we do
Okay.
that they're not hard questions or anything like. It's just kind of fun stuff to get to know you. And then I've got one question on here because I want to tell you my fishing story, because I never grew up on the lake with my dad, and he said he had two different boats. We had a sailboat on Hefner, and then we had a big cruiser on Texoma. But Dad wasn't a fisherman, so I never fished as a kid. We just cruise around, sail on the lake, or play on the water kind of thing. But the first real fishing trip I think I went on was probably 15 years ago. My ex-wife, her family is all from Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
All outdoorsy people.
Trout fishing.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. And so they had said, if you can get your gear and come up here, we're going to go on a fishing trip up in, perfect timing.
Here, he can come around on this side. There you go.
Avoid all the wires.
So so we flew up there. They live in Eveleth, Minnesota. So we got in there. They got all their gear, and we drove into. Talk about seeing the country. I'd never been to that part of Minnesota, and then driving along Wisconsin and Lake Superior.
Beautiful.
Couldn't believe it.
Beautiful.
And to see the Great Lake, or that Great Lake.
Yeah.
You can't see the shoreline on the other side. It's like you're looking at an ocean. And just the weather was, and this is in the middle of July, just the weather was awesome and whatnot. So anyway, get back to the story is go into Thunder Bay in Canada, and then you catch a float plane and fly, it must have been an hour and a half further north, and they drop you on this glacier lake, and this lake has different like cabins or whatever, and they come out and they supply you fuel, propane, gas in little 15-foot aluminum boats or whatever, and then you're fishing on this lake for a week. You're cooking all your own food and all this kind of stuff. You just plan it out. It was an amazing experience for somebody that's never fished before. But you talked about clear water and everything. Glacier Lake, you could just have your polarized glasses on, and you could literally look down and you could see the fish.
You see probably 20 feet down there.
It was nuts. Now, I would call them professionals because they must have pulled out. They were trying to get like 100 fish that they say that they caught or whatever. We could only, I can't remember what the rules up there were, but I only caught 10 because I'm not a fisherman. But I was like, as long as I get to 10, as long as I get to double digits, I'm good. But it was fishing for
that's always the goal.
Pike and walleye.
The best eating.
Yeah,
The walleye was
good.
delicious.
Sirloin with
Delicious. But the pike, this northern pike, my God, they fight.
I want to catch one, sir. He's caught the closest thing to a pike. It's
Is
a
that
pickerel.
pickerel or something?
He's caught like 3 of them. Anytime we go to some other random lake, he'll catch the
Whatever
most
the weirdest
random
fish is.
You catch
Fish
it?
in there, yeah, I catch it.
I
I can't catch the right ones. I
When
just
we
catch the
were
weird
when we
ones.
were up in Wisconsin, it was mudfish. They look like little bowfin, but he caught what?
Those things fight hard.
I think
though.
we
They're
caught
fun.
like 20 of those. It was awesome. They blew up. It was pretty cool.
Well, it gave me the fishing bug, and I was like, ooh, this is a lot of fun. And then her uncle's like going, now, you get down to Texas, it's not going to be the same fishing, so it's not going to be as fun. And we're going, okay, well, there you go.
You catch a
Yeah, I
big
mean,
one
yeah,
in
when
Texas,
we were
though.
up north, it was probably the best fishing I've ever experienced.
It was so fun.
I feel like they never see a bait before out there up north, and it was awesome. I mean, you ain't gonna catch no like great big ones, but I mean,
No,
you're getting
depending on where
bit
you're
every other
at.
cast. I mean,
You get up
it's
in
awesome.
New York, there's a good chance you're gonna catch
Yeah.
a big brown one.
Right.
Yeah,
Well-
that's also pretty fun.
Let's get to our segments. What do you think?
That sounds like a plan to me, brother.
All right, so this first segment is called the... I hit the wrong button. That's all right. There we go. This is called the Sean Solo Trilogy. It's not Star Wars related, just a title.
We're big Star Wars fans.
Okay, well then you're good. Okay, so you're gonna get 3 questions. Everybody gets to answer them. So here you go. Question number 1. So I just told you about what my big fishing trip was, but what would be your dream fishing trip?
Oh, what were?
Like no limit.
No limit. Dream fishing trip.
You gotta go to Texas, right?
Sam Rayburn in the spawn.
Okay, I get it, but
It'd be fun.
Or Fork, but I think Fork's just, overfished. But
Yeah.
Rayburn. I mean, Rayburn's overfished too, but it's a giant,
it's
body
giant.
of
Oh,
water.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
getting away from like the double-digit side of things, I would think I would go to Lake Owa, and it goes from what was it? It was North Dakota,
Bismarck to Prairie.
Bismarck to Prairie. It's like 190 miles long, 140 miles long.
Jeez.
But it's probably one of the best smallmouth fisheries in America. You go catch 7-8 pound smallmouth, which is unheard of. So I think, to me, that'd be like one trip that I can't wait. But side note, we're going on a bachelor trip up to Mille Lacs.
it's the next best thing.
It's gonna be so fun.
The starter trip.
Yeah.
You get a little taste of it.
We're all going and pulling boats, and it's gonna be a good time.
Mine would be in California, a lake called Bullard's Bar, catching giant spotted bass. The world record spotted bass is caught out of there, which spotted bass, a big one, anywhere is 4 pounds, but the biggest one there is, like 12 pounds.
But it wasn't
And
recorded.
they say the stats is like every point on that lake there's a 7 pound spotted bass. And around that area, it's like middle of nowhere, and not a lot of people fish it, even though they know about it. And it's like there's one boat ramp.
But
And-
the boat ramp is like 100 yards to back down.
Yeah, there's
Because of
like-
how
yeah.
low the lake is.
Yeah.
That's dream.
Okay.
It's gonna take a lot. It's a long drive, but
Long
that's
drive,
the dream.
lot of money.
It would be
but-
fun to experience because every video I've watched, they don't catch a lot of fish, but they
but
catch
big ones.
like dinosaurs. That's what it looks like.
Call it Jurassic Park. Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Jurassic Park.
Interesting stuff. Okay. All right.
Florida, Jurassic Park.
All right. So question 2, and I think Trent's going to probably win this one. But what's the fastest you've ever gone on a lake before?
Okay, it was with Bo Adams.
That's
Okay.
what mine was.
What?
The
Why does
first,
that not surprise me?
the first day I ever met this cat in person, we're fishing a Saturday winter jackpot on 10 Killer when it was Bass Cat era. We hit 86. I thought I was gonna die. The very first time I met him, like 10 minutes into me knowing him, like we take off, we're riding along, then we turn. We make the turn into Snake Creek, we run to the back of Snake, and this dude you just know. And that's when you just lean back and hold on, like you don't know what's about to happen. But yeah.
Bo is notorious for running pretty hot. We were up at Table Rock the first time, and I think they blew their motor, but I think Grayson said that they were going 84 at a Triton, which was stupid.
Unheard
of. Like it was ridiculous.
That is nuts.
But-
I can't imagine.
I'd say the fastest I've been in a boat would probably be like 86, 85, 86 with a buddy of mine, Donald Hart. He was actually on the fishing team, which
What's crazy is
he's
that
got
boat-
he has the fastest boat on 10 Killer. Without a doubt. Bass boat wise.
I'll back that up.
Without a doubt, probably one of the fastest boats on 10
That blows my mind because you don't think about it. I guess, you think about the speed boats or the cigarette boats or whatever that are,
Those are
badass
fast.
hot rods. But you see a bass boat
Scooting across the
scooting
lake. and all
across
the-
at
all
80
that you-
miles an hour.
All you
this
can
guy-
hear is a
This guy's a nerd. He's like,
He's-
he messes
he's-
with
yeah.
props.
Yeah, Donald's
He's like-
a wizard.
He's like, the only thing I want in the water is a prop, basically.
Yeah.
That's about how my boat runs.
Just on top of that's it.
It's
Okay.
pretty. It's pretty
The
scary.
fast, yeah, but
He
the
said-
fastest,
Go ahead.
the fastest I've probably been was with Bo Adams, same boat, and I think he only had it for like a month, so he barely had any tackle in it. And
Was it the
he-
basket?
And
Yeah, the era.
and this is when he was like still scared to run it, and we were going like 84.
Yeah.
And I was like, my face was just peeled back, and I was like, how fast? He goes, dude, I was only like 3/4 down.
Yeah.
And he goes, I was scared. I was like,
You keep going and your boat's sitting there doing that. It
and
gets so sketchy.
when you're a passenger, you don't want to look when you stop looking. You don't want to look at the driver and say, I'm scared. You don't want to hear him say, I'm scared.
Yeah. I think Donald said that in that
Donald's
bullet,
faster.
he was going. He pushed
He
like
can hit
94,
90,
94, I think
Oh
it was
my
about.
God.
He's got a. Here he ordered a.
Don't tell them. The motor deal.
It's a prop. I was talking about the prop.
Oh, the prop, yeah.
Yeah, he ordered a Mercury Racing prop that hadn't even came out to the market yet, and I guess he just got it. He's
What was it,
touching.
like?
Got a little inside track
It
on
was,
it.
I think it was like two grand. Something like that.
Yeah, it was like
ridiculous.
$2,000 for
It was
just the
ridiculous.
prop.
Wow.
When you think of boat, they say boat bust out another 1,000. That's what they say.
Oh,
every
yeah.
boat. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they're even like a prop.
Doesn't
The
matter.
little
You gotta take
smallest thing, $2,000.
Yeah.
On average, they're like $600 for a bad one.
We're about to get a new trim motor in our boat, and I think it's like $500.
You know, I've heard it said before. You know, I was being an ex-boat owner. It was like there's 2 days. There's 2 days being happy when you got a boat. The day you get it, the day you sell it.
Exactly.
Your 2 happiest days of having a boat. So, but it was always bust out another 1,000.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You take it to the shop. Whatever, ate something. It's like whatever.
I think it's only this wrong with it.
Yeah.
And they give you
Turns out
like
it's like
4 more
6 other
things.
things.
Well, it wasn't that, but it's these
But we
things.
did find this.
Like, oh.
Grief. All right, so final question. Completely unrelated. What would be your walkout song?
Oh,
Brain
dang.
stew.
Lunatic Fringe.
Who said brain stew?
Me.
Wait, what is that?
We it's the one we listened to in Florida
Oh, yeah,
after
yeah.
day one
Oh,
when
yeah.
we got back to the room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's either got to be Stranglehold
Okay.
or the intro to 8 Second Ride, Chris Ledoux.
All right.
Just because I team rope, and whenever you're backing in the box and they got Stranglehold on, you're about to just do something phenomenal in the arena.
You can tell that we thought of this before.
Oh, yeah. we and him 100% play a song whenever we're taking off. And
That's what- that's
it's
kind of
something like
yeah.
brain stew or something that'll get you going. Some Led
Classic rock,
Zeppelin.
always, yeah.
Some Led Zeppelin, always going.
Something to hit that throttle and just
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And then when we get to a spot, it's like mellowed out country, some R&B, just something to like calm us down.
It all depends on how you're fishing. Like when we're
True.
fishing, like
If
if,
it's
we're,
like
it's a slow bite, you know, it's like just slow kind of
sad
older country.
Jason Aldean.
So, well,
That's a good thing about this sport. You can listen to music while I do it.
Exactly. And then if you're fishing fast, you can kind of up it a little bit to the rockier style country or that new red dirt stuff. It's kind of rocky. You can bump that if you're fishing fast, but when you're fishing slow, you definitely don't want no fast
If I'm
music.
fishing
playing.
for smallmouth, if I'm fishing for smallmouth, I gotta be listening to rap.
That too.
They get me going.
Well, all right. Well, that has been the Sean Solo trilogy.
That wraps that up. That was good. I like
I like that one.
Yeah, I did too. That was good.
Now,
Next we got Walk the Plank with Captain Morgan. Arr. You can stay on board. If I'm gonna ask you a question, if you get it right, you can stay on board and have a shot of crown. I'm sorry, shot of Captain Morgan. And if you get it wrong, you'll obviously walk the plank with the splash. So I've got a particular question here, and I may be too particular, but I broke it down a little bit. So I'm talking about just the Bassmaster Classics
Here we go.
tournament. Okay. Do you know what the heaviest catch in the Bassmaster Classic has been, or who it was?
Like one fish, or was
No,
it?
it was
Is it 5 bass?
3 day, yeah.
3 day total.
Yeah, 3 day total.
Paul,
I think I know it.
was it Paul Elias? I think he had like.
So it's the Bassmaster Classic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a 3 day.
Okay,
3 day.
classic.
No
Oh,
Century.
crap.
No Century Club out.
Yeah.
It's old. He definitely, this happened before all y'all were born.
Oh yeah.
It was 92 pounds.
It was Paul Elias did it. He had the heaviest, but it wasn't a Bassmaster.
Oh, that's right.
And it was actually more, but he did that in 08, but it was
Yeah.
broken in 84, I can tell you that.
So that's gonna be
He-
like.
he won a bunch.
It's gonna be like. It's,
He won a bunch.
He was in there quite a bit, yeah. He did quite a bit. He was a little,
Who was it? No, not 80.
Is he one of the 3 legends?
could be. I mean, you're talking to a newer guy here, so I'm sure he is. With the research I did, he's got to be one of them.
What's Roland? I was gonna say it's either Roland, Bill Dance, or Jimmy.
they were really working on this one.
I should have done the multiple choice.
No, these guys are professionals.
No,
they should
we're
know
good.
this stuff.
We
The
just
Paul
got. We
Ice
got.
is a good one.
We got.
Can't
gotta
make
break
it
it
easy
down.
for them.
Yeah.
I've watched that video too many times.
Yeah, I
so
should
that's
know.
why I like to know that one.
Because funny story, I did online driver's ed, and the whole time while you have to watch the videos, and the whole time I just watched like the classic Bassmaster class, like when they gave them the boat, like I think 80 to 95 is what I watched during my driver's ed.
Johnny Morris.
I don't think it was Johnny.
No.
I should know it. I don't know it though.
Is it one of those three?
Up-
So it's going to be a 3-day total,
3-day total.
and it won't be.
And 84 was it still 10
and
bass?
No, I think 84. I think I was still looking under the 5. I think.
It was
It was
5. It was 5.
584. Okay.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. The Paul Ice, he got whenever he did his regular one, he got 132.
That was at Falcon.
132 pounds.
This
Yeah,
one's
yeah,
got,
right.
this one's got to be.
On the
That
green,
Texas
on the
Falcon.
green grain.
Yeah.
On the green grain.
Putting that pole down about 4 feet in water.
That video
and
was
the
crazy.
man's jelly.
All right, 84.
All right, we got the answer.
I'm going to tell you, it was not 132 pounds.
No,
that's for
no,
sure.
No.
I bet it was like
What?
70 or 80.
There you go. I mean, right smack dab. You got that part right. Yes.
84 pounds is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
80, so it wasn't 92. I was wrong.
Well, the actual.
Are you looking for a number or?
I'm looking for
I'm
the name.
I'm looking for
Oh, the
Yeah,
name?
looking for
Oh,
a
the
name.
name?
Yeah, the name.
Oh,
I'm not going to give the number is going to be a little bit too. I mean, if you said between 70 and 80, I mean that's pretty close on that. But I was looking for a name. Since
Billy
you-
Man.
No.
One man. Okay.
I give you if I give you
84.
84. First name started with R.
Rick Klein.
There you go.
Oh,
I knew it was Rick Klein.
I was listening,
Rick Klein.
I was listening for that name, but I didn't quite hear it though. I didn't quite hear it.
How did
But-
we not think of that one?
All
Well,
right.
you guys are. I was going to say, would it not be Rick? And then I was
Coop,
like,
you got it. We're in. We'll call that one
You got a
good.
shot coming your way.
Well, guys, you want to add anything as far as promotional wise or things you got coming up, so that way we can give out to the listener before we shut down the episode?
Sponsor shout-outs.
Yeah.
We can do sponsor shout-outs. Oh, we can promote. Okay, we have a fundraiser bass tournament, 10 Killer Lake. The ramp, we're waiting on permits. It'll either be Chicken Creek or Sizemore. November 16th. Should be some heavy bags brought to the scales.
Should be
Come get in.
really
It's
fun.
a $100 entry.
$20 big bass.
No, we switched up the big bass deal. $100 entry, and then there's a $20 side pot, but it divvies up a different way because we used to do $20 big bass, but we've had some comments from people's to change it. So we got it changed. It will be on the flyer. It'll be on our Facebook page. Just look up NSU Fishing Team,
Okay.
and it'll be right there. But November 16th,
I think
Sizemore or Chicken Creek.
our next tournament is at 10 Killer.
Yeah,
So
just
if we
December
get a little
7th
crowd there,
is
that'd be
our-
pretty
is
cool
our
too.
college
Yeah,
tournament.
December
Okay.
7th.
Yep.
The Chicken Creek.
No, it's out of Sizemore.
What's that size?
no, that was one.
Oh, I didn't know.
What time are you putting in the mornings then?
We'll for us three, we'll be there probably the first.
Takeoff's probably 7 though, right?
7:30. We'll be in the water. I'd say no later than 6.
We'll all probably be there around 5.
Yeah, we'll
So
be
we
there
can start
early.
taking money and
Take money, write down names, just
all the
good
fun stuff.
And they said that's December the 7th. You said.
Yeah, it's a college only deal.
Okay.
That'll be our last tournament actually. So pretty excited
Go
about
out-
that
go
one.
out with a
Got to
bang.
defend our title.
That's right.
We won there
We
last
won
year.
there last year in the
Oh,
college
nice.
deal, so
Nice.
got to defend a little title and go out on a win.
You better be ready. I got second last year. Bad taste in the mouth.
Well, it's our last one, so we're gonna have a good taste in our mouth going into it.
I guess
Stay out of Blue Dogs.
anything else we want to, any sponsor plugs or anything?
Sponsor
I guess we
plugs.
can-
Termite.
I mean, Falcon Rods do, and
Falcon.
Broken Arrow, they do a lot for us, actually.
Falcon Rods. Go see Sam. He's a class act
Sam's
guy.
a
He will
guy.
get you hooked up. Falcon Rods.
Pradco.
Pradco.
do
Chad
some good
Warner. Cordell Giles. He's there now.
Yeah. He's one of the dudes that we did the last podcast with, actually.
Oh, okay.
So,
And the Breed and Dodge, they supply. We give out plaques at our fundraiser. Well, we usually do. This last one I forgot. Don't ask me. But
I'll do a local plug.
Go for it.
Martin Outdoors in Owasso.
Okay.
I give him a shout out.
All right.
Nah, TJ Martin. That's his name.
yeah, TJ's a guy. He's a local dog at Sky Tube. And
He's got a good tackle shop,
Omni
too.
Creek
He's got-
Ranch, they throw us some money. They're actually the ones that kind of help us with our boat problems. If anybody has them,
Yeah.
They help
That's
us.
who you go to, huh?
Yeah.
And
Those are our people.
That's awesome.
the best plug, I would have to say, goes to Integrated Boat Works.
Yeah.
Darren's the
Darren
guy.
is a wizard. You take your boat there, it's going to come back a whole new thing. You're gonna,
He also works on
Yeah,
handful
he
of
does,
Jason
yeah.
Christie, Mike
Jason,
Anelli, professionals boats. He does all their
some of these.
electronics. I mean, Iaconelli brings his stuff from New Jersey.
I mean,
to
you bring
him.
anything
That's
in there.
how legit
Bring
he
your
is.
CU in there,
Yeah.
winterize it, he'll do it.
duck boats.
Actually, you need to do that pretty soon. So
There's your guy.
And I mean, if it gets any
that's
colder, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully it gets
Yeah.
cold.
I know I just got
Golly.
my drip charger in the
Yeah.
in the mail today. So
He installs. He's a Garmin dealer. He has the rights to MBT.
Yep.
That's big.
So if you're wanting the new TV screens on the front of your boat,
22 inch.
that's nuts.
he will put them on.
You're driving
Yeah.
like
Yeah, someone watching football on him.
He's
Yeah,
all,
he said it was
you
a
can
port-
watch football.
he bought a just like a regular monitor.
yeah.
And he put it on the front of his boat.
That's hilarious. Well, boys, I appreciate you so much for taking the time out and hanging out with us. Sorry it took so long, but
Oh, it's fine.
I'm glad you guys are on here and had the time to do it. So
This was awesome.
Absolutely, yeah. Trent, Levi, Cooper, it was great having you on here. I learned a lot more, and I look forward to having you on
Thanks
again,
for
too.
having
Y'all are a great set of guys to come on. We should do an after hours one night.
That's always the plan. Yeah. That's
After
always
hours
the plan.
are always with the
An
fun house.
hour and 10 minutes.
Not
I mean,
tonight,
so-
not tonight. But we can do an after
And we're all
hours some
sitting here
other night.
drinking, just sitting back talking, and that's kind of how
After
it
hours
happens.
is the fun house.
That's the
That's
best
how
way
we
to
roll.
Here's the
That's
funny
the
thing: is
best
like,
way to grow.
we always try to do, we got to try to be as professional as possible and do all the prepping. I told him, I said, I got some basic questions, and I kind of know the guys a little bit, but we're just gonna kind of wing it and just start talking.
Why
and
not?
just-
That's the best way to
That's
do
the
it.
best-
That's the best way to we fish tournaments.
100%, yeah.
Just go out there and
Just
wing
go do
it.
it.
Might as
Well,
well.
It was the other thing too. When I started talking to you before, I told Sean, I'm like, we're having no trouble getting content. Those boys can talk.
Yeah.
We're going to be just fine.
If we get to talk about fishing or hunting, we're definitely
Yeah, you're going.
we're going to talk your ear off.
All right,
Thanks
another
for having us.
successful
Yeah.
episode, and thank you guys
Definitely
for
had
being here.
fun.
Captain Morgan,
Yes, very good evening. Very good evening. Appreciate it. Good luck to you, and look forward to seeing y'all out there.
Thank
all right, we'll see you guys. I'm Sean Solo.
And Captain Morgan.
We are out. Bye bye.
Bye bye.